Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick pregnancy update. I had my 20-week doctor appointment today and everything's looking great. Baby's right on track, healthy. What the ultrasound technician kept saying was that everything is very normal and very average, which is exactly what you want, and I totally agree. Maylin was a total textbook pregnancy, just like straight average the whole way through, and that's exactly how you want it. So I'm just going to refer to my little apps on my phone. In case you're wondering, here are the three that I use. This pregnancy one is my favorite. The pregnancy and what to expect I used last time with Maylin. The bump is a new one I'm trying out, and I just kind of scroll through all three of these each week and read the updates, see what they have to say, tips and things. But this first one, that Pregnancy Plus, is my favorite one for sure. So it says I'm 20 weeks, 2 days pregnant. My turnover days are Mondays. Today's Wednesday. So yeah, 20 weeks, 2 days. It says baby is the size of a mango. All the apps always say a different food. Okay, what to expect also says mango, and I think the bump said banana. But now I want to really find out. Yeah, the bump says banana, and that seems so huge to me. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm halfway. I've been feeling really good, especially once I hit my second trimester, which was like a month and a half ago. I've been feeling so great. Decent energy level, not sick at all, no crazy symptoms. I'm not swelling a lot, so I've just been feeling really good. So far I've only gained 4 pounds total, which is low, and the physician's assistant that I saw today that is under my doctor was a little concerned about my weight, just wanted to make sure I was eating enough, and I'm not concerned about only gaining a little bit, but just wanting to stay healthy, so I probably need to be a little better at that. We also got a bunch of ultrasound pictures, which I love. And this was the big ultrasound where they monitor every little thing. They check measurements, they check to make sure she has a stomach, make sure she has a bladder, make sure she has all 4 chambers of her heart and that the blood is pumping through them correctly, make sure the blood flow through the umbilical cord is correct, and it's just really cool that they can check all of that from an ultrasound and that we can see it. So we got some cute pictures. There's her little skeleton head, which we joked that like that's only cute to the parents, but that really is just like the cutest little thing to me. And we've got a cute picture of her foot too. It was just so fun to see her on the ultrasound again. Symptoms, like I said, I've been feeling really good, plenty of energy, plenty of heartburn, which has been hard, but I have a huge thing of Tums with me basically everywhere, and it works great. I'm terrible at remembering to take my prenatal. I'm terrible at drinking plenty of water every day. I really need to work harder on that. I have been getting some headaches, and sleeping is getting harder. I have always been a side sleeper, so luckily I didn't have to stop sleeping on my stomach or anything. I know a lot of people hate that. So I sleep on my side, but sometimes I like to take like my top leg and like twist it all the way over, so I'm kind of like half on my stomach, and I fall asleep like that, and I can't do that now that my belly is getting bigger, so that's made sleeping a little harder. But I think overall it's just been really good and easy. I'm looking back at like things I wrote down and just how it was with Maylin at this time when I was pregnant. I was definitely more stressed, which is so funny to me, like worried about what things were going to be like, worried about getting all of the stuff that we needed, and this time around, especially since we're having another girl, I just have nothing to worry about. The only thing that we absolutely need to have before this baby comes is a car seat, and we're not even getting a car seat for the baby. We're getting Maylin a new car seat because she needs to be upgraded to a bigger one, and the baby will just get the infant one that she's been in because it's still in great shape. It's not dirty at all. And the baby will be sleeping in our room in a bassinet for the first several months, at least until we move. So we don't even need to worry about our crib yet. So like we really have everything we need. We just need to start stocking up on diapers and just wait. As far as names go, and Devin and I have kind of agreed that we think it's more fun to not tell anyone the name and wait and announce it with the baby. We think it's part of the surprise, it's part of the fun, is to wait until the name when the baby is born. So even though we haven't decided on a name yet, once we do, we won't be telling anyone. We have a list of about 5 names right now that we really like, but neither of us seem to be leaning strongly in any direction. We do like a lot of the names on that list are more like boy names, or traditionally boy names that work for girls too. That seems to be the direction we're headed, but it's really hard to say. Some of the names are ones we had considered when we were pregnant with Maylin. Some of them are brand new that came out of nowhere. And sometimes I feel like the name we're going to choose isn't even on that list right now, and we don't even know what it is yet. I just feel so up in the air. With Maylin, we had brought up the name Maylin before we were even pregnant. I think we had both settled on the name Maylin really early on, and Devin probably would have like settled on that right away, but I was really hesitant, and I really don't know why. But we didn't like officially say, okay, we're naming her Maylin until I was probably 30 weeks or more. But we definitely knew earlier than that we wanted it to be Maylin. So this time around, I just feel like, oh my gosh, why don't we have a name for this baby yet? Like if she came tomorrow, I would not have a name picked out. But part of me hopes that maybe I can feel this unsettled feeling about the name until she's born, because I'd love to be able to see her and pick a name that way. But I'm pretty sure we'll end up picking one out just because I feel pressure to have a name before she comes. I don't know why. One of the biggest differences I've noticed between this pregnancy and Maylin's is the shape of my belly, and that seems so funny, but I definitely, for one, I was showing way earlier this pregnancy. I think with Maylin, I was probably about 15 weeks when I popped, and this time I was like 11 or 12 weeks, and it was a much bigger pop. Like, I just feel like I'm measuring where I was 6 weeks ahead with Maylin. So like I'm 20 weeks now, but I look like I did at 26 weeks with Maylin, and that seems to be pretty consistent for me so far. I'm measuring like 6 weeks ahead if I were comparing it to Maylin's pregnancy, and that's just been kind of funny. My belly is also a different shape. Like with Maylin, it was more just like the elongated curve, and with this pregnancy, it's like a little basketball bump, you know, and it almost doesn't even look like a baby bump to me sometimes. And with Maylin, it was kind of more spread out, and this time it's definitely more condensed, and that's just, I don't know, a funny and different thing. We have been feeling her kick. Devin actually felt her kick for the first time last night. I've been feeling her since about the end of week 17, so like almost 3 weeks now I've been feeling her kick. And that has been so cool. I think I was 22 or 23 weeks when I started feeling Maylin kick. But this time, since I knew what they felt like and knew what I was looking for, I think I was able to feel them a little faster. Plus, I also really do feel like this baby is going to be bigger than Maylin was. She was very average, maybe just slightly small, on the small side of average, I guess, because she was 7 pounds 2 ounces. I think this baby is definitely going to be more than that, maybe even a whole pound more. I have no idea. I'd be happy with anything. Obviously, we just want her to be healthy. Another thing that's really different about this pregnancy and my pregnancy with Maylin is that Maylin was very planned, and we waited a year to get pregnant with Maylin. This time, we got pregnant basically on accident. With Maylin, we tried for 8 months, and then we got pregnant. I miscarried at 8.5 weeks, and that was really rough. That was really scary and hard. And right after that, I think it was 2 more months. So once my cycle got back to normal, my hormone levels got back to normal, it took about those 2 months. I got pregnant, and Maylin has been our little rainbow baby. That's what they call a baby that's born after a miscarriage. So Maylin was our little rainbow baby. It took us, I always say it took us a year and a miscarriage to get Maylin, because that's what it ended up being. But Maylin was obviously something that we tried and wanted for a very long time. This time, I think Maylin was about 7 months old, and I was complaining about my birth control because I was never remembering to take it. I would go days and days without taking it, and then I have to catch up on my pills. So I told Devin, like, what if I just stop taking it and we save the money every month that we're spending on this prescription, and we can just track my cycles and make sure we avoid ovulation if we don't want to have a baby, but know that if we do get pregnant, that's okay, because they'll be over a year apart. It'll be fine. We always said we wanted our kids close together. We thought that would be fine if we just got off birth control and just tracked it. we obviously didn't avoid ovulation. We took a calculated risk, I would say, and we surprisingly got pregnant. And that was, I think I was just more shocked than anything. We were actually on a big family camping trip over the summer, and I was supposed to start my period like the day before we left, which just is always my luck, is to get my period before a trip, especially a camping trip, which is just so inconvenient. But I was joking on that trip with my sisters and my mom, like, oh, I'm late, I wonder if I'm pregnant, and just thought it was funny. I really, really did not think I was. I thought it would be another big, long struggle to get pregnant again, just because it did take us that year and a miscarriage to get Maylin. After we found out we were pregnant, Devin told me that he had a hunch all week that I actually was. And while we were on that camping trip, we were in Wyoming, and we made a trip down to town one night, and I searched the little market up and down for a pregnancy test, and I couldn't find one. And I was really upset about that, because part of me wanted to, like, oh, if I am pregnant, it would be so cool to find out while we're here on this big trip that we love. We go on this trip every single year. So I thought it would be really cool to find out while we were on that trip, but I could not find a pregnancy test. So I took one when we got home, and to come to find out, I was pregnant. And I think my first reaction was mostly just shocked. I just could not believe it. I was not expecting this, and it just seemed so different to go from that pregnancy with Maylin, where every single month I got my hopes up and got let down, like 8-9 times in a row, you know, and that was so hard. And this time, to have it happen without putting that same kind of effort into it, it was just crazy to get pregnant. And I just felt like this baby must really need to be a part of our family. And I think that's why it's felt so unreal to me still. I'm just having such a hard time wrapping my head around this. Like, is this really happening? I actually told Devin the other day, I really don't feel like it's hit me yet that I'm pregnant. And he thinks it's just because the second time around has been so much more laid back. We don't have nearly as much to worry about. We've done it before. We know how it goes. It's been a normal pregnancy, so nothing weird to worry about. It hasn't been too different from my pregnancy with Maylin, so it's been a little predictable as well. And that's just made it seem so weird. I don't know when it's gonna hit me, because I still don't, like, I'm really gonna have another baby. I'm gonna have 2 kids. That just blows my mind. But I am so excited, feeling good. 20.5 weeks. I don't know how often I'll be doing these updates. Maybe once a month now that we're halfway through. I don't know, maybe I'll do them more toward the end. I'm not sure. So we'll see how often I do these updates, but thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.